There we go. How are we doing tonight? This conversation that I'm going to have tonight is more as in the appreciation of those who contribute to my campaign, donors, and volunteers. We've gained a lot of traction in the volunteers portion and to some of our donors. Now, I'd like to put a personal thank you out there to Chris Rusin, who's our Director of Fundraising, Campaign Manager, which is John DeSanto. Those two have been working hard to keep this campaign afloat. Now, I have some special thanks to go out there to some of our volunteers and some of our leaders of our endorsements. Corey Firestone, who lives in Delphore, Michigan. He's been a big help out in the Delphore area, Deckerville. He's been doing a wonderful job gathering signatures for us, and I'd like to personally thank him for that. We have some major endorsements. Jerry Spencer, he's with the leader of, what do I got coming on here? Click that off. Jerry Spencer, he's the leader of Normal in the Great Lakes Bay region. He's been a great help on inviting us to speak at their rallies. It's been a wonderful experience, and I'm all for it. I don't have no qualms about it. It's a great organization, and they have some great leadership there. Also, a thank you to Stuart Fielder, who's been setting up some appearances for us. He's with Michigan Legalize. They've been a great help to gathering our signatures as well. Our third signature drive is going real well, thanks to a lot of our volunteers. But we are always looking for more. We need to find some volunteers tomorrow. I'm going to be in Pontiac, Michigan. So if you live in Pontiac and you want to volunteer to help out, we'll be doing some canvassing in Pontiac, Michigan tomorrow. Now, for those of you that don't know, I have an upgrade or promotion from work, so I'm working a little extra here. I no longer am a driver. Now I am a fleet manager. So the aspects of my job have taken on a little extra work, but I will not give up on my campaign either. To me, my campaign does take priority, but I still have to make a living, so we'll balance the two. But again, this Todd Talks or live feed, whichever you want to call it, is based on our donors. And again, like I said, and our volunteers, they've been wonderful. They've been busting their butts to gather these signatures for our third time again. And I'm glad, Jerry, you joined on here. I want to thank you and your Great Lakes Bay Regional chapter of Normal. So we are currently... We need 25,000. It's right around 25,000 more signatures this time. We've gotten off to a slow start, but we are gaining speed on it again. Again, this is our third attempt to get the signatures. The state keeps telling me that I have too many unregistered voters, but we'll see. This time we'll go to court if we have to. But again, a big thank you to our volunteers and donors. I'd like to try to sign up 5 volunteers for tomorrow if we can in Pontiac, Michigan. So if anybody out there is listening to this, or if you share and spread this message out there, hopefully there will be some people that would like to help out in Pontiac, Michigan. And I'd like to currently try to sign up some people. If you want to become a donor to our campaign, you can go to the website, schleigerforgovernor2018.com. You can go right on there. There's a donate button. Looking for people, IT people that want to help out and get things up and rolling better. We're looking at opening a campaign office in Flint, Michigan here soon. So we'll be looking for phone people, and those will be paying positions. So hopefully this opens up like it's supposed to by the end of this month. We'll keep you abreast on that one and keep everybody updated as much as we can. I'm going to start trying to do these live feeds a little more often. They'll probably be on Sunday nights again. Either way, no matter where I'm at, I'm capable of having the live feeds as long as I'm where there's Wi-Fi. All right, if anybody has any questions, we can answer your questions, keep people updated on what's going on. Again, this was volunteers that have been helping tremendously with this signature drive. So, and I don't want anybody to feel forgotten about on this that's helped out. So let me say, like, again, thank you to Chris Rusin, his wife Diana, John DeSanto, his wife Patty, Corey Firestone and his partner Corey. You guys have all been a great help, and I look forward to working with you more and more as this campaign progresses. We have it was brought to my attention that we have a Young Democrats thing going on the, I believe it's the next week. I thought I might go on in there and just sit down and have a salad at the Sahara there and just see what they're all going to be talking about. I guess Gretchen Whitmer and Bill Cobb are supposed to be there, so I might just kind of enjoy a salad and eavesdrop, see if I can get away with being unrecognized. I mean, I've met them both quite a few times, so I don't know how well that'll work, but I like to eavesdrop and see what's going on, see what kind of party shenanigans the Democrats are doing. I haven't heard anything about the Republican Party, so I don't know where I can eavesdrop on that and listen to their shenanigans. So, but the main thing is, again, the idea is that we are constantly looking for volunteers and donors. So if you fit either of those categories, we'd welcome your help in any area that you want to help us out in. We are doing very well on our campaign. I don't want anybody to think that we are not. The main thing, again, is that we're struggling with signatures. We've turned in signatures twice, and the state keeps denying us, saying that we have too many unregistered voters. Out of 68,000 signatures, I find it highly unlikely to have a little over 20,000 unregistered voters. So this third and final drive, well, we could actually do a fourth one if we have to, but I don't think we're going to have to. I think we're going to get our signatures in early before the end of November. We're on target for that right now. So I think it'll go well. We're looking for, like I said, we're looking for more volunteers. Tomorrow we'll be in Pontiac, Michigan. So if you want to come out and help us canvass and gather signatures there, or just listen to what I have to say, we'll welcome you there as well. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. If you believe in change for the people of Michigan and somebody who will really follow through with the plans for helping our middle class and the families of Michigan, then I'm the candidate for you. I don't practice anything that I wouldn't do myself. So as far as work goes and what I'm preaching out there for, I have not changed anything in my campaign for over a year, other than the numbers that we do our research on. I don't believe in flip-flopping. I'm coming at the people with exactly what I think needs to be changed in Michigan. I'm not playing no favoritism to anybody. So, and I've had a lot of people ask me which side do I lean towards, Republicans or the Democrats. I'm right down the middle. I don't believe that our politicians should interject their own opinions or their beliefs when it comes to their constituency. I think what they need to do is listen to the people that they are representing and go from there. All right, so the Dems event is the 26th. I have a correction there. Thank you, Chris. That's why you're such a intricate and important part to my campaign, because you keep me informed on what I need to be informed upon. So I appreciate that. Now, again, this Monday we're going to be in Pontiac. Next Sunday, I believe I'm going to be over in Kalamazoo in Portage area. So there's a group of people over there I'm very interested in speaking with. Besides, I got to go over there to get my homemade strawberry jam. She said if I come knocking on her door, she would give me a jar of it. So trust me, I like my strawberry jam, especially when it's fresh and homemade. So while I'm on here, anybody have any questions about anything that they would like to know what my campaign is working towards? Or if you are interested in volunteering or becoming a donor, heck, I'll even do it this way. My phone number is 248-808-5889. Oh, actually, I don't even have my phone set next to me, but if you want to call, I'll personally take your donations. Just seeing how I don't have it next to me, just kind of leave a voicemail and I'll call you right back. No, Jerry, that's my strawberry jam. If I'm going over there to get it, I'm going to keep it all to myself. But this is where we're at right now, and I just want to let people know that we're not bailing anytime soon. I'm constantly watching Brian Calley and Bill Schutte to see when they're actually going to declare, because that's when the fun's really going to begin, and I'm waiting for it. I'm geared up for it, and I'm all ready for it. So if there's anything out there, again, I'm going to keep asking. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Whenever I'm live, I will answer them right on the spot if I have to. If it's something I don't know, I'll be straightforward and tell you I don't know, but I will get back with you on an answer. Why everybody wants my strawberry jam? You can't have it. It's just my little bitty jar. It's all for me. I'm not sharing. So, well, glad to see you here, Mark. I enjoy it when people come on here to listen. Again, we all, what do we have? Oh, wow, that blanked out for a split second. Somebody hacking in here or what? Doesn't matter. We're still here. Constantly looking for volunteers. I don't know how much I can stress that. Well, I'm going to try to get out there next week, Chris. I've been promising to come back out to Kalamazoo and Portage area, so I'm going to try to get out there next week. I'm shooting for next Sunday. So the website, we should have information on there. I'm trying to think, what did I put up there? I've got so many things going on, too many pokers in the fire, but yet I'm still trying to get my message out there. Again, if you see my black Chrysler 200 with the stars and stripes on the side of it with campaign logo all over it, don't hesitate, wave, just make sure it's all 5 fingers. Even if you don't like what I stand for, that's fine. At least you can do is wave and blow your horn, let me know you're in there for support or against me. Doesn't matter. Just take notice of that car because it's one of a kind rolling around Michigan. So there you are, Stuart. You weren't on here earlier, and I wanted to thank you and Michigan Legalized for helping us gain our signatures. I appreciate your efforts. Anytime you need me to come out and speak at any of your organization fundraisers, let me know. I'm still available. My days are limited, but I will make myself available to you. So, again, this whole donors and volunteers video that I'm doing is a big thank you to the men and women that are helping us out on our campaign. They've put a lot of time and effort into it, and I would personally like to thank them. I'm not getting wound up on this video like I do on some of them. Trying not to anyways, unless there's appreciate that, Stuart. I love working with you and your organization. You guys are awesome. So again, this isn't going to be a real long video unless we start getting too many questions and you people trying to fire me up, but we're not going to work that direction if we can avoid it tonight. But again, we are looking for, I'm actually trying to get another 50 volunteers. We do have right around, I believe it's right around 100 volunteers so far, but we're trying to gather up another 50. We have Woodward Dream Cruise that I'll be at on the 19th and 20th. Chris, correct me if I'm wrong on those dates. I'd like to have at least 20 or 30 volunteers walking up and down the streets with signatures, gathering for signatures so that we can get this going. We will be circulating 2 petitions. One will be my petition for governor, and the other one will be for the legalization of marijuana. So Jerry, Stewart, if your volunteers want to help out with that, I would welcome the effort. That's August 19th and 20th, right there on Woodward Avenue, between basically from Berkeley down to Ferndale area, right in there. So we'll have I think we're going to have a tent set up again, where we'll have our petitions there. There'll be people handing out brochures on my campaign. I'll be walking up and down the streets talking to the people. Plus, we'll be driving the car up and down Woodward as well, getting the advertisement out there of my candidacy. So we have that one set up, and I believe there's Jerry. I see you're still on here. Where's the event for the camping weekend? That's coming up here this month as well, isn't it? Around the 25th of July. So that's where Normal gets together for the weekend up north there. You'll have to get me the campsite up there because I'd like to show up there on Sunday afternoon. I think I might even be able to make it Saturday evening, but it would be later in the evening. So, but we are moving ever so much forward, and again, all the volunteers, Chris, you and Diana have been wonderful in helping out. Okay, so we will have a tent or canopy set up there at Pioneer Park on Woodward, half-mile north of 13 Mile in Royal Oak. So again, you guys have been tremendous at helping out. I want you guys to know I appreciate that. And anybody who wants to volunteer for the Woodward Dream Cruise, you can get a hold of myself or Chris Rusin. Again, if you want to get a hold of me personally, my number's is on Facebook. Plus, I'll give it to you right here, right now. Again, it's 248-808-5889. I will answer the phone, and I will personally take donations. I'll personally take your volunteer information down if you want to help out. We do have some more events coming up. Wow, there's a new one I haven't seen in a long time. How you doing, Robert? I haven't talked to you since I worked at Acumen. But again, the campaign's doing really well. We're gaining donors weekly, and well, I'd love to say daily, but it's been about a couple a week, so that's great. I'm not disappointed in that at all. We're gaining volunteers generally for each event that we go up to. I'm trying to get myself to get into the drive more often with posting information on where we're going to be canvassing for signatures. We'll be putting that out on Facebook. I've had some issues with service providers on our campaign page, but I think we have that straightened out now. We have Riverfront Networks who's hosting our website now, so they're doing a great job at this point. So I'd like to get back up to Saginaw and Hemlock area to go do some more canvassing up there. So if there's any volunteers, I'm sure Jerry will volunteer on that one, seeing how he lives in Hemlock. But we are looking for volunteers in Saginaw to help us canvassing up there, and Hemlock. Not just Jerry. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders. And if there's any other communities that, I mean, we have to get to, I'm going to say about 500 more communities to help spread the message. So we are getting out there. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate the cheers and good luck. We are doing a heck of a job out there. So, and then we need to target northern Michigan. We need to get up to Traverse City. We have to get up to Kalkaska yet. And Oscoda, unfortunately I missed a parade last Friday in Mankato, Michigan, due to returning back to work. So I apologize if anybody's from Oscoda and Mankato area. I really looked forward to having quite make that one. It isn't very often that I miss things. Oh yeah, I won't forget Cadillac either, Michael. We are actually, I have Chris Rusin, who schedules a lot of our events along with Jerry Spencer. They have done a wonderful job with scheduling our events. Now, when I wasn't working for about 3 months there, we were heavily campaigning and hitting some areas pretty good. But now that I'm back to work, it's slowing down a little bit as far as the campaigning goes. But we are not anywhere near dropping out of this race. We are gaining traction. You can walk, and unfortunately, no, it's not unfortunate. I'm not even going to go there and say that. But you can talk to some people and ask them if they've heard about me, and they'll say they've heard my name somewhere. So we are making ground here. And a lot of the people that we speak to, they keep asking me if I'm a Republican or a Democrat. No, I'm an independent candidate. I'm actually a candidate for the people of Michigan. My goal is to rebuild our middle class and bring jobs to Michigan, lowering health insurance and auto insurance, which is a big thing here in Michigan. So we have plans to do all that, and we are spreading the message, and the people are starting to like what I have to say. I'm not too worried about the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. They don't have any strong runners in the race. And I definitely am not worried about Brian Kelly and Bill Schuette. There are a couple of criminals involved with the Flint fiasco and the water crisis. I'll tell you that right now. I will hold the three of them accountable with the help of the people. I don't agree with the tax dollars paying for Rick Schneider's defense either. But again, I don't want to go into that tonight. This is mainly to try to gain more volunteers, and if you are capable of becoming a donor, don't hesitate. We welcome whatever contribution you would like to give. We won't turn down anything. I believe you on that. It all goes to printing and gas to get up to these situations, to the speaking arrangements. We are out there, and like I said, we are gaining traction, and I am so proud of the people that have been helping me out. So, the Green Party supports any non-Democrat or Republican. Yes, you do have a candidate. You have Dwayne Reynolds, if I am correct. He is the Green Party candidate, and yeah, gas is still expensive no matter how you look at it. It's a heck of a lot better than it was a couple years ago. We will bring change, Michael. There's no doubt about it. Lansing, the lady in the elections office up there, she told me she didn't like what I stand for because I stand for too much change. Well, that's what the state needs. We need somebody who's going to actually do what they say. And I'll tell you, with the tax restructuring and the cutting the cost of health insurance and auto insurance in Michigan, those three things alone will save the average family between $6,000 and $12,000 a year. And anybody who tells me they can't use an extra $6,000 or $12,000 a year, they're way above my tax bracket. So these are the issues that I'm taking on, and the people are liking. But again, I'm not going to ever deny people who want to help out on this campaign. My plea is to gather. I would love to see 500 volunteers show up at one area and go out and canvass an entire city with me. I'll walk the streets with them. LGBTQ community, I have nothing against them. I support their beliefs as well. They have the right to live their lives free, and they deserve their rights to be acknowledged as well. So as you bring that question up, Chris, no, I reach out to any community. I reach out to the LGBTQ. I always forget the Q, but either way, I reach out to anybody I can that wants to hear my message, that believes Michigan needs change. I've gone to speak with Republican groups, Tea Party groups. I haven't managed to get into a Democratic group yet. I don't know what their fear is of hearing me speak. But I've even I'm actually looking on getting in to speak with the LGBTQ community. That's part of the reason why I'm going off to Kalamazoo and speak to some of the people over there that invited me to come over there to speak to them. I've spoke to them on Facebook and on the phone, and they like where I'm going and what my ideas are. But the whole thing is, it's not a matter of what group you're part of or what lifestyle you live. What my campaign is all about is the equality for each and every one of us. For you to decide how you want to live your life is your choice, not the government's choice. And as governor, I'll back that up. Teresa, I haven't talked to you in a long time. How you doing, girl? But yes, in a lot of the unions that we've reached out to, they are heavily Democratic, which is their choice. The problem I have with it is they are trying to tell their members of these unions how to vote. Now, when I speak to the members of, for instance, the teachers' unions, they like what I stand for. But their unions are telling them how to vote, and I don't agree with this. And people have asked me my opinion and where I stand with the unions. I'm not against the unions, but I'm not completely for them either. And the reason is because they try to tell their members how to vote, and that I don't agree with. So don't bother with the DNC. Well, I have to get out there and give everybody a chance to hear where I stand, Michael. Whether, like I said, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, if you really believe Michigan needs real change, you don't want to vote Democratic or Republican, because they will follow their party lines, believe it or not. And I'll tell you, it's living proof when you sit there and listen to one of Gretchen Whitmer, for an instance. She'll sit there and tell you all this needs to change, and she'll tell you what the issues are for Michigan, but she won't give you a solution on how to fix it. And when she gets when she even gets up on stage for a debate, I'll guarantee you she's going to be preaching to you what the Democratic Party's teaching her and wanting her to say. Well, it's all the unions, Chris. You can't say it's not the teachers' unions, because I've talked to teachers individual and that are members of the unions. Now, not all teachers are part of a union, but the majority of the ones that are part of a union, they'll tell you that their union tells them who to vote for, and some of them go against what their union says, which is a great thing, because we do have our own choice. But the fact is that the union is even doing this is wrong. This proves that they want to keep their lobbyist ways and their lobby power. And take, for instance, the insurance industry just recently gave $5 million to the Democratic Party and $5 million to the Republican Party. That's so that whichever side supposedly is going to win this race, they have skin in the game. Well, I personally believe Michigan's ready and willing to elect an independent this time. I think they're tired of the two-party system games. And I think I'd be a great governor, to tell you the truth, because people who know me, I shoot right straight from the hip. I speak what's on my mind. I will not lie to you. You know, the fact is, I will tell you how it is and what we need to do, and then I will get your opinions and make things happen. Yeah, you're right, Michael. They always do hedge their bets, and they're betting on a Republican or a Democrat to win the race. I'd like to personally prove them wrong on that, and trust me, the insurance industry, auto insurance, you know, they're currently paying only 1.75% of our corporate tax, which is 6%. And I get in there, they're going to go up to where they belong. Mom and pop, they'll come down to 3-4%, and the insurance industry will go up to that 3 or 4%. There won't be no favoritism in our corporate tax when I'm in there. It'll be fair across the board. Businesses will know when they come into Michigan, they will be paying such and such taxes, and it won't be, you know, favoritism played with them. We want to restructure the tax system here in Michigan so it's favorable to bring businesses to Michigan. We don't need to go out there and say, hey, we're going to give you a tax break if you can provide jobs for the people of Michigan. We want them to come to Michigan because our tax brackets are low enough so that they know they can hire people here. And current businesses here, their taxes will drop enough to where they can provide better paying jobs for the people of Michigan. Now, like I've spoke at some of these cannabis events, when we legalize marijuana, and as your governor, we will keep it strictly Michigan residents only. We won't allow businesses from outside of the state to come in and open all these dispensaries and all these greenhouses and stuff like that. It will be aimed at Michigan residents only. In other words, if there's a mom and pop that wants to start a hemp farm so that they can provide hemp for making paper and all these other things that hemp is great at, you know, that they were outlawed against because of industrial people like Carnegie and some of the other larger families that have their there's only 7 major families here in the United States that have all the money. I mean, come on. They were the ones that were strongly against hemp being legalized to begin with, and they turned it into a war on drugs, which is nothing but a way of spending millions and billions of tax dollars. Now, I'm only for the legalization of marijuana and hemp here in Michigan. I'm not for legalization of cocaine and all these other synthetic drugs that are tearing families apart. You have to look at, on the marijuana side and the cannabis side, you have to look at the medicinal factors of all of it. I mean, you go to Colorado and study their statistics and all this and that. I've had people tell me that if we legalize marijuana, the crime rate's going to go up. Well, if you look at the stats for Colorado, it's actually dropped between 10 and 15%. So you have to look at the difference for Michigan on that. I mean, Wall Street's already predicted, if I remember right. Now, Stuart, you may have to answer this one for me, but I'm pretty sure Wall Street has already predicted if Michigan legalizes, within the first 2 years, there will be $7.1 billion in sales just in Michigan alone. And I mean, if you translate that into tax dollars, going by everything from Colorado, you translate that into tax dollars that would be great for our schools, is we're talking between $750 million and $1 billion in tax dollars in those 2 years. That's from $7.1 billion in sales. And I mean, you have to also look at, oh, Ryan, I'm glad you joined us here. I mean, you also have to look at the medicinal portion of it. Now, Colorado has turned around and put out the stats for heroin, let's see, it was heroin addiction, opioid addiction, and methamphetamine addiction. Now, since marijuana has been legalized, those 3 drug addictions have dropped between 8 and 12% because they've switched from the hard, dangerous drugs over to marijuana. And if I remember right, there's also never been a recorded overdose death on marijuana. But again, these are all just issues that are wrapped up in my campaign. I support any candidate out there that can show me their platform is going to benefit a minimum of 80% of the people in Michigan. Everything that I put out there is based on the 80% number. I realize I can't make 100% of the people of Michigan happy, but I can shoot for that 80%. If it doesn't reach 80% of the people, I scrap it and start all over. There's just so much that needs to be done in Michigan. Now, my hometown is Flint, Michigan, and to see the travesty that they're going through right now, it hurts. And Lansing, this is a message straight to the state government. Rick Schneider, Brian Calley, and Bill Schuette, you are the top 3 on my list. I don't hide none of this from anybody. I will come after you and hold you accountable. The people of Michigan deserve better than what you gave us, especially for Flint. And Rick Schneider, every time I say that, my whole screen goes black. So, Rick Schneider, you better save your pennies, because you will be paying back the people of Michigan that money that's put aside for your defense. You are a wealthy man and you can afford your own defense. So, the people of Michigan, we deserve better. And the only way we're going to get better is stop looking at the Democrats and the Republicans. Look at your independents. Look at your Green parties. Look at any other party than those 2 major parties. They are not going to change anything in Michigan, no matter how much of a true Democrat or true Republican you are and how much you believe they're going to change something for the people. They're not. They will follow their party lines to the letter. Because if they don't, their political career will be ended by that party. If they really truly believe they're going to change something, they won't, because a party, unless it's towards a party's benefit, they will not do what needs to be done in Michigan. That's why I declared as an independent. I can cross both party lines, but I don't have to favor either party. Where my favor is with the people of Michigan. So I've been on here too long as it is. I've been out here 38 minutes. I'm going to cut it short. I appreciate everybody that's watched my live feeds and who has helped out with our campaign. Again, my phone number is 248-808-5889. If you want to call me personally to make a donation or volunteer, call me. I'll accept your call. Right now I don't have it next to me. Next time I'll have it up here next to me. I normally do. That way, if you want to call while I'm on the live feed, I'll take your call right here. If you want to interview me, I'll come to you for an interview. I'm not bashful. If you want to ask me a personal question on what my campaign's based on, I will definitely sit there and I'll go through it until you understand where I'm coming from. So, in that whole thing that I've had to say, you have a wonderful evening. I look forward to meeting a lot of you. Matter of fact, I'm going to be going over to Ryan Lurie, I think is how you pronounce his name, at his fundraiser. So he's going to get me that information. I need an address, phone number I have your phone number, but your address, send it to me, and I will make sure that I'm there. So you all have a wonderful evening, and thank you for spending time and listening to me, and enjoy your evening. Goodbye.